I'm excited to have everyone in here. This is the end of January pitch session. Next week, pitch session is going to be skipped because we are having a big pitch event for selected startups from our program Pitch to Global Investors. But so far, I'm really grateful to everyone for being with us. And this will continue because already it became a viral event. So many startups are referring each other. More and more investors would like to participate because we see quality in here. There is some feedback I received from you and from the investors, and I'm gonna maybe a little bit update the rules on how we pitch and how this gonna work. Before that, I'm going to show a few slides about our organization and why we're doing that. So maybe you would like to be part of our global ecosystem. So Digital Silicon Valley ecosystem, which I'm the founder of, started 3 years ago, is the opportunity for you to find connections in our network, find opportunity to start, grow, and scale your company, or find investors. And this is where you build your connections and your reputation. We have all plans for startups, investors, advisors at every stage, and even free plans. So you always have a room to join and get help for starting, growing your business. Right now, we have a new product launched for startups, investors, and advisors, where we match you, like in Tinder, where you swipe left and right and connecting only with those people who are the most interested to connecting with you. And then the system will make an intro, and you already have not a cold communication, but a warm communication with your investor, with a startup, or with an advisor to keep you going with your business faster. I'm going to send you the link to the app so you can register, and then you will have an onboarding with my team. On our platform, on the other hand, you will have access to the dashboard where you have access to all members around the world. We have about 3,000 closed chats, and of course, other resources that can keep your startup up and running. And the other pitch event we have every 2-3 months, where we screen score startups. We select 5 to 10 max, but with very tough criteria, acceptance rate about 20%, and you need to be a member of Global World. But we bring here top tier investors related to your industries to increasing your chances to be funded. So you can apply always on our website. It's free to apply, and my team will screen you and will give you feedback. These are the global venture investors. Just very quick list because we have many, and this the people who might be at your demo day at that program. These are the advisors who you would meet before you meet the investors, who would challenge your company, find all your weaknesses, and give you feedback. So you will have 1 month to address the feedback before you meet those investors. And if you go through the program, you will be on alumni list, and 50% of this company already raised capital, so you might be among those. We understand that many companies need support and capital now, so we have partnered with top tier companies around the world to give you access to the best perks of top companies. And this will keep your business up and running, accelerating your growth already now before you got your investments. These 2 perks are very interesting. So Xero and Brex, just go and check it out on our website. We have also access to knowledge of how to grow, scale, and fundraise for a company. So it's on our YouTube channel, Go Global World. Every video you watch, you should like, subscribe, and share with your network, because this is how you support us, including this video that we're recording. We have specific services for startups like tax advising, tax filing, accounting, incorporation, and so much more to help you take away your headaches and let you focus on your companies becoming the best solution for your own customers. And those who are struggling with elevator pitch on YouTube channel, I have recorded an elevator pitch, how to do it the right way. That I think the right way. There is no one right way, and I'm giving you step-by-step explanation, and in the end, the example how I pitch in 1 minute, so you can challenge me as well. So that's it. Welcome to Go Global World Sharks event, and we are so excited. Actually, this event is so viral, but we are thankful for that. To date, Sharks represent several funds. Jordan Wagbech SV Venture Group, Durant Davis, M&D Ventures, Matthew Stokey, Oasis Capital. Ken might participate a little later. We will let him in. And Deutsche Swiss Asset Management, Angelica Maroon. So welcome, dear investors. I will give you a chance to quickly introduce yourself for 30 seconds in the beginning, and then we'll jump into the pitches. But before that, we have simple rules. Please keep yourself muted all the time, everyone except investors. Please raise your hand if you want to pitch. If you are existing paid member of Go Global World, you pitch first, you get the priority. Just text me directly here in Zoom. I'll make sure you get to the stage with the priority. Those who didn't pitch last time and want to pitch today, text me as well. I'll give you the priority. Just tell me this, I will give you this chance. It's a little hard to control that, so help me with that because I'm running it myself, and it's a little bit maybe complicated to make it very well organized for everyone. It's a 2-hour event max, so we cannot go beyond 2 hours. So please respect your time. It's no more 2-minute elevator pitch. We will do a hard stop. Please respect time because you will take time of others who are pitching. And if you pitch before, then we have a little change in the rules. You need to explain what has changed since you pitched last time, because you are taking someone's time, and it's important that we want to see the progress in your pitch, so investors will be interested to look in this. Or if you didn't have any progress and you're just pitching the same people the same thing, that does make sense. Please just wait and be the last to pitch, so others who never pitched will pitch with priority. And of course, if you have any questions to me, to my team, you can reach out at info@goglobal.world, and we will try to help you. And before we begin, of course, guys, this is a network event. Please exchange contacts, help out each other. Don't sell anything to each other. Just be friends and friendly to each other. This is a global network, and reputation matters. Build your reputation in front of each other. That's it on my end. And before we begin, I would like, dear investors, to let you introduce yourself, and let's start with Durant from right to left. Durant, 30 seconds about what you do, about your fund, and what investment criteria.
I'm attempting to get this camera to the. Hi, everyone. My name is Durant Davis. I'm a 36-year-old entrepreneur, also venture capitalist. I come by way of Detroit, Michigan. I'm currently in Los Angeles. I started a fund with my wife, M&D Ventures. We're currently on a $10 million, what we call the Prodigy Fund. And that's also going to have an accelerator connected to it, so we can meet entrepreneurs at what we refer to as the hatch stage. This is when you have an idea on the napkin. Because we come from the founder side of the spectrum, we take the position that we have the ability to help founders even start at the napkin stage and build something remarkable all the way down to a Series A post-IPO. Also, I'm a musician. So I play the drums, I play the piano, play the guitar. In my early days, I was a DJ for a very long time as well. So I have a broad skill set. So I understand when entrepreneurs come from different sides of the world and different sides of talent. My biggest goal is to really find people to invest in, but more than that, passionate entrepreneurs that want to take their idea towards the long stretch. So I'm happy to see some pitches today. And thanks to Daniil and the entire GGW team.
Thank you so much for this presentation. Jordan, your turn.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Jordan Wabe with Silicon Valley Venture Group and Network VC. I'm glad to be here. Thanks again, Daniel. This is a great venue and a great opportunity for us to meet many. We invest in early stage companies, pre-A and A, and we certainly take a great interest in seed and angel companies. We write mediocre checks, $150,000 to $500,000. The mantra that we go by: you must improve the human conditions. So anything that is in B2B, B2B2C is great for us. No Mickey Mouse apps, no TikToking, no twerking apps, and no silly things showing me what food you ate yesterday. We look for strong founders. This is a simple journey, felt with lots of problems, lots of issues. So if you're in it to win it, we will help you. We're not your friends. We're not your enemy. We're here to give you support and help. Whatever we share with you is coming from the heart and the brain with one purpose only: tell you what we think. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, great. And hopefully you do very well.
Well said. Thank you so much, Jordan. Angelica, please, your turn.
Hello, everybody. My name is Angelica Morone. I come from the world of finance and the world of entrepreneurship, having founded 2 companies myself. About 15 years ago, I became passionate about startups, and my vision is to accelerate impactful capital to leave an impact that will transcend generations. What does that mean? Very much like Jordan, I'm looking for people who have a strong team, a good business plan, and a product that can change the world for the better, either for the environment or for the people or the people that work in it. Whatever I say here today, it is coming from experience. I want most companies to succeed, not to fail. And I want most investors to make money, not lose them. So this is what I always work for. Good luck to everybody. I look forward to the pitches.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And Matthew, please, your turn.
Hi, my name is Matthew Stokey. I tend to look for the largest market opportunities. So if your target obtainable market is greater than 1 billion, that's when I'm starting to get interested. I work with both Oasis Capital and VU Venture Partners. And typically we invest in the kind of pre-seed all the way up through Series B for that initial investment. And we typically don't lead the investment the first time, but we do lead follow-on rounds. And that's me.
Fantastic. Then that was 30-second elevator pitches. Great example for entrepreneurs, guys. Fantastic. So the first person to pitch is Khalil Saudchuk. Please let me know if you're prepared. You have 2 minutes, no more, and it's for everyone the same thing. Please, you may start now. Khalil, you there?
Awesome. Hey, Harold. Hello, everyone. Angelica, Matthew, Duran, Maya, Jordan. It's a pleasure to be here again talking to you guys. All right. So, we ask ourselves a question. So how we can improve and focus on communities, social impact, and human development, right? We've been working with the influencers. Quarters was founded in 2015. We've been working with celebrities. We had a marketplace for companies, digital influencers. And working with celebrities in Latin, we have been hearing all over this time, hey, I'm building my house on a borrowed land. So those influencers, those communities, we have a Pareto on every social network. 20% of the accounts creates 80% of the content. So talking to them, we said, hey, right? Why you're bouncing around TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, OnlyFans, and Twitch, and you name it. And they always said this to us. They said, hey, we're building our house in a borrowed land. We don't own the audience. We need to own the audience. And, understanding what they need was they need to create content, distribute content, manage the audience, and receive payments. We build a decentralized social network focused on social impact and human development. So Jordan, looking forward to talk to you as well, to receive your feedbacks. We have the beta app running for iOS and Android. We work with 1,000 users, prototyping, improving the product. We're raising $500,000 from capital. We have a few commitment letters and term sheets on the table. So looking forward to talk to you guys so we, can improve our roadmap and keep developing the social impact worldwide. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Your questions, guys?
Can you give me a quick use case? Just walk me through a simple use case so I can get it better, because I'm not clear on what you do.
All right. So one of the communities that we have, in order to manage their community, they use WhatsApp, they use Telegram, they use Zoom, they use Eventbrite, and they use PayPal, for example, to do 4 simple tasks: to distribute content, manage their audience, talk to them, and receive payments. So when we onboard a community inside the Corners, we have key features that enables them to do those tasks lists, right? They can do the video calls inside the app. They can send notification to the users. The users can follow the events they are working on, and they can receive payments. And everything is built on top of a blockchain, right? So Cortex is decentralized. It's owned by nobody and everybody at the same time, giving the governance and giving the freedom so the real owners of the audience can own the community. Did I answer your question? Awesome.
All right. So what has changed since your last pitch? Did you had any differences? So you pitched before. Do you have any specific updates on that?
Yes. So Matthew, on the last pitch, he said, "Hey, I don't see a very, speak differential from you guys from other social networks and everything, So we've been doing this, but it's always good to go back to the user and then ask them. So we've been able to onboard big communities, So a few of our communities have 500,000 users on Discord, Telegram, Instagram, and others. So we are getting great feedbacks from them. They're using corners. Even we are in the beta state. Our app for right now, let's be honest, is not 100% ready. But even then, we are able to onboard those guys because they say, "Hey, that's what I really need." I know you're in beta. I know you're not ready yet to scale, but I want to be part of this. You are really building something that delivers value to us. And so that's
Can I interrupt you? Sorry, just for a second, because we have very little time. What I would suggest to you is, since we last spoke, last time you pitched, 3 judges didn't really understand what you were doing. Today, the first question was, can you please tell me a little better what you do? So I think that your project is very interesting. Your enthusiasm is amazing, but I would suggest that you strongly stick to the structure of the pitch that every venture capitalist used at the hearing. It's all over the web. I'm sure that Daniel and his team can share it as well, but try to stick to that so that we can understand right away what you're talking about and what you're looking for, and keep up the good work.
Awesome. Thank you for the feedback. And do you have any suggestion on how can I improve my pitch by what you heard?
Yeah, please use the structure. The Sequoia pitch is the most widely used by everybody, but they're all over the place. Just ensure that you have clarity of what the problem is, what you're offering, how you're different than others, what you're looking for, what is the valuation. Just give us the facts so that then we can expand on that.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. If any of the investors would like to connect with this startup, let me know. We will make sure to connect you. Thank you so much, Khalil. Let's go next. Please stay to the end, and we would be happy to hear your feedback. Next would be Mohsen. Mohsen, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. Can everyone hear me?
Yes. For it.
Perfect. So, hi, my name is Mohsen. I'm the COO and co-founder of Amitech. And, I just want to start off by stating a fact that the US currently has 500 million tons of gypsum in its explored reserves, but only uses up about 15 million tons of it per year. And if you're not familiar with what gypsum is, it is a very common natural mineral that is mainly used to produce drywall and plaster. But, what a lot of people don't know is that gypsum is actually a very, very strong material in nature. And I just want to say that in the next 5 years, the demand for gypsum will multiply tenfold. And what if I told you that the reason behind it will be Amitech? You see, modern day technology is unable to retain gypsum's high strength following calcination, which is why gypsum has such a limited number of use cases today. But that is no longer the case, thankfully, because Amitech has created high density gypsum technologies, which allows gypsum for the very first time to be a reliable structural material on par with concrete. And why is this such a major technological feat? Because using gypsum in construction will make it significantly cheaper, faster, stronger, and much eco-friendlier than using any other solution in the market today. And we will be raising $3 million out of $20 million valuation in April. We have already raised $250,000, and we're excited to continue that journey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very efficient. The judges, Sharks, any questions?
I can go if no one else has a question.
Please.
So you have mechanics or something to use more gypsum more efficiently, more cost. What's the value proposition you have for us, sir?
Yeah, so we created a new technology called high density gypsum technology, which essentially allows us to significantly increase the density of gypsum for it to be a reliable structural material.
And as a result, what does that do?
And as a result, because it is significantly stronger and more reliable, because its density is higher, you can use it as a reliable structural material like concrete, for example.
So you want to replace concrete, you want to replace steel, you want to replace Kevlar.
It really depends on the application, because high density gypsum has different capability. It has new limits and capabilities that concrete doesn't. So we actually want to build houses purely from high density gypsum. So we can replace concrete, we can replace lumber in a lot of different applications. So that's mainly the gist of it.
I would suggest, great presentation. Giving me some value proposition is going to be cheaper, it's going to be faster. I know you said it's better. How do I increase the valuation of the company? I know you have to condense a lot in 2 minutes, but get me going. This is a burger. Oh, this is a delicious burger, blah, blah, blah. So hit me with, why should we invest in you?
You should invest in us, in me and my startup, precisely because we are creating a new industry. Not a lot of people have been successful at creating new building materials, and the ones that did do not offer the combination of affordability, strength, sustainability, and sustainability that we do. So we are offering a combination that makes our material very lucrative. We already have, there are a lot of companies that are very interested in working with us, but we are specifically interested in going into the prefab housing business, which is a very large market. The US has a deficit of more than 5.3 million homes. So there's a massive market to tackle with our technology, and we're very confident that we'll be able to do that.
Reach out to me. I'd like to help you with your pitch. You're going to have a major carbon impact by using gypsum. Good for you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So is this like a process, or is this a product that someone will use, or like, how are you making money, I guess, is the best way to kind of phrase this.
Sure. So we created the technology which allows us to create the material. So the material has been fully created. What we want to do with this material is actually prefabricate houses. So that is precisely what we want to do with it. We've actually created a new method to build houses that will significantly cut time and cost and make houses significantly more sustainable. So that is mainly what we will be doing. There's a very specific way how we want to build those houses, but that will take some time to explain. And given the time constraint, maybe we can take this to another conversation. I'd be happy to do that.
Just one quick thing. Is this going to be, are you going to build them at the location, or are you going to build them at your own factory and then ship them?
Build at the own factory and then ship them, essentially.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Two quick questions. One, a little bit about the proprietary elements. Do you have any design or utility patents on these methodologies that you're referring to?
So as of right now, all of our IP is in the form of trade secrets, but we have submitted patents. So we do expect we will actually be obtaining several patents very soon. There are multiple patents. I'll just say that.
Yeah, and then the elephant in the room on evaluation. What is your revenue model, and have you guys done some form of sensitivity analysis or financial analysis that's commensurate with the $20 million valuation that you mentioned today?
So the $20 million valuation was purely from, so we spoke to several startups within this space that are in similar spaces as we are. And the ones that raised specifically that were in our position had their valuations at $20 million, that is precisely why we chose that. But it's always negotiable, of course. So no, it wasn't based on financial projections. If it is based on financial projections, we would suspect that the number would be fairly similar as well, if not more.
Yeah, so my biggest suggestion, by the way, great pitch. I love what you're doing. My biggest suggestion is really think about that valuation, because the idea for me, if I'm investing at this stage with a $20 million valuation, I'm assuming that if you were to sell today, you can sell for $20 million, which means at 15%, I only make back exactly what I put in your company. So it's important to understand your revenue model and how that's going to be commensurate with your valuation. So the idea is that for your next raise, you can assume that X amount of revenue can be made between the next raise. That's going to triple what the valuation today is going to be worth once you close that next raise. So it's very important to have those things. I know a lot of it is speculative as to how you land on a number, but whatever number you land on, just ensure that the business and revenue model is commensurate with that number that you've chosen.
Absolutely.
All right, let's keep moving. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Just quick feedback. When investors ask you like, what's your value proposition? Just give these bullet points. Don't go in a very long explanation. So it has to be short to the point. All right, thank you. Let's move on. And Edmund Cape, please go next. You there? Hello, Edmund.
Hello. Sorry about that. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, listen, there's a modern day problem here that massive investments in IT and data pipelines have created a big problem for management consultants and business analysts. Before anyone can get started with a analysis, they need to process a whole bunch of data that like they've never seen. They're up at all hours of the night trying to get what we care about most done, which is the analysis. The problem is they just don't have the right tools. They're either overcomplicated, taking us down workflows that are a complete waste of time, underpowered, having us either unable to complete the project or I should say the work, or otherwise takes a lot of manual steps that are full of error prone. The last piece of it is that they also completely miss the point. We have the right tool. We spent several years actually developing a workflow that just makes sense. Early feedback indicates that we have something that is really truly unique, has the analyst up and running in minutes, not hours or days. We have a completed MVP, hands-on feedback from users. We're raising $400,000 using a safe. We're going to hit a $4 million valuation in a year. We're going to hit $10 million in 2 years in revenue in a market that is valued at about $3.4 billion. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Dear judges, do you have any questions to Edmund?
Edmund, I have feedback for you, and is well done. Since the last time you pitched, I think that you really streamlined your pitch, and it's much, much clearer to anybody who listens to you. Also, you have explained without too much jargon exactly what you're trying to do, and that's good. It would be helpful to have some case examples or something of how exactly you're helping, or if you have an idea, if you have a target customer. I know that everybody's using data, but when you're trying to be everything for everybody, at the end of the day, you're nothing for nobody. So it's important that you make us understand that you don't have the presumption of covering the data of the world, but that you have a very good target market so that we can be confident of the investment. Thank you.
I'm surprised I didn't mention that right from the get-go. So we are focused, we're dedicated to the management consultant and the analyst who are dealing with ad hoc projects on a monthly basis and ad hoc data. So, and that's a really important point that you've made. You can't be everything to everyone. This is a very precise need, and that's where we're focusing our attention.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The other sharks, any questions to this startup?
A brief comment, Edward, this is Jordan. Thanks for the presentation. Just be very keenly aware of the SEC regulations about commitments you make related to investments and valuations. And there's proper language to use, so use that whenever you're doing something in public.
Okay. Is there something specific that I said that triggered that question from you?
Do private chat.
Okay.
Let's do that on private, yeah?
I will connect you guys. Fantastic. All right, so no more questions. Edmund, you already pitched before. If you next time pitch, please be prepared to explain what was the difference between now and then. So it's not the same pitch. Investors need to see progress. And we are done with our paid members. So let's continue with the general audience who just joined today. John, Waves score game, please go next.
How's it going? Thanks for the opportunity, everyone. First time here. Mobile gaming is the hottest form of entertainment with over $130 billion generated in revenue in 2022. That's more than the box office and music industry combined. The problem with mobile gaming is ineffective ad campaigns. The advertisements in mobile games are seen as a distraction and take the user off the page and away from the game. All users hate ads. However, this is not stopping the advertisers as they still poured over $60 billion into these ads in 2022. My name is John Marrow. I'm a former professional gamer and the co-founder of WaveScore Games, where we develop games that feature our programmatic real-time advertising platform, enabling the direct integration of advertisers within the gaming experience in a non-disruptive manner. Essentially, our ads become part of the game, creating more visibility, deeper engagement, and even likability. The team creating this were the builders of Halo and Roblox, two of the most financially successful games of all time. To date, we completed 3 tests. All 3 generated over 1 million active users within 5 months. In our last test, we are a top 1,000 site on global rank out of every site in the world. We are now ready to launch the platform along with the game and are raising $1.5 million to execute our launch strategy as development is 100% complete.
Very nice and very efficient. Any questions from the Sharks?
What's your revenue look like right now?
So to date, we have a software that we've produced some revenue with. We ran 3 tests on our software. In one of the tests, we had 22,000 subscriptions. These are just 3 6-month tests to make sure our software works. No game behind it, just a test on the software. And that's how we finished development. So we let a woman running for governor of Hawaii use our software in just Hawaii for $250,000. In one of our tests, we had 22 subscription-based services at $30 a month. 22,000 of those people subscribed. And in one test, we generated $200,000 in advertising. We weren't trying to make any money here. We were just trying to test our software. We have an audience building software. Outside of that, we are waiting to be funded to launch. I just started raising money about 8 days ago. So our revenue model is based upon our marketing strategy, which is price purse marketing. That's how we make the advertisers look so good. We create a really strong connection between the advertiser and the user. And on our own end, we're also using that same formula for our advertising. We're not just throwing ads on Google or Facebook. We use price purse marketing. So our advertising budget will go into prize purses for users to compete for. So free to play, try and win.
You said you have a 1.5 million raise. What's your valuation?
7.5 million.
Okay. Do you have any soft commitments so far?
When we developed our software, we developed it in a different corporation. So we have existing shareholders from the build of our software that will be participating in the raise.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
So I'm really quick, and this is Duran, by the way. So I'm quite confused on, are you an advertising technology company?
What's great about it is, unless you could physically touch it and see it, what we do, I get there's a hit business and then there's an advertising business. When you see our platform as a whole, we check hit, and we created a dreamland for advertisers that bring it all together. And when you do this prize purse marketing, it's everything balled into one. So yes, we have the best advertisement ever created in mobile games, but we also have a hit game that was developed, the biggest names in the world, that has already passed the test. The only people playing my game right now are 30 major influencers.
Yeah, but what I'm asking you is, so okay, I get that you're speaking to me about the different verticals that interest your company. What I'm asking you to provide more specificity upon is, did you create a software whereby it's going to be a bit more efficient than someone utilizing AdSense from Google or Google Ad Exchange, and your software would ensure that there's more broader and more targeted visibility for advertisers? Or do you have an advertising software whereby when gamers sign up for your platform, you're going to ensure that their games and their experiences, their in-app purchases are going to get exposure through your advertising technology? So I'm solely focused on what in the advertising technology side are you providing?
Right. We created a platform that drives users to engage with ads.
Yeah, I suppose we would probably have to talk
Now,
offline.
hear me out for 1 second. So it's easy to get somebody to not mind an ad, right? Like you watch a football game, you see the Verizon halftime show, and nobody cares that Verizon's there, right? They're just paying for eyeballs. What we do is we create more engagement. In our tests, 96% of users watched our 1-minute ad videos for different companies. So me being the over tester I made the video 8 minutes long. Still 76% of people watch these videos because they receive very valuable in-game coins. And then we make
yeah. So to be fair, what you're saying sounds really interesting. I have to be honest with you. I just think you're not doing a really good job of explaining it, because you sound now like a marketing company that's adding better marketing efficiency to the adverts that are on your platform. Because being an advertising technology company and being a marketing company that say, hey, we're examining your advertisement and it's going to best work in this particular format, that's marketing. So again, perhaps we can talk offline. I'm really interested in what you're doing, because it really sounds interesting. I just haven't been able to gather a gauge really clearly here on this pitch. Perhaps it's due to the short amount of time you have to present, but I'm interested in talking to you offline. Yeah, cool. I'm interested in talking offline.
I will connect you guys by email. No more questions? Let's move.
Question to Durant. Why are you being so nice, man? What happened to the conversation we had earlier today?
Yes.
They're doing nice. It's the sun, Jordan. Yeah. It's the LA sun. Yeah.
Question to the gentleman who spoke. Listen, if you seem like you have two lines of business, please consult or consider two offerings to the investors. You don't want to lump them together. Causes all sorts of problems for you. It's just
right. I agree.
It's something to think about. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Zach Magnan, please go next. Zach.
Thank you, everyone. Yes, here I am. My name is Zach Magnan. I'm co-founder with Solfium, and we are putting solar panels on every roof everywhere. So think of it as distributed generation, so non-utility scale solar. And we are doing so because a broadly known fact, and the IEA confirms that solar energy is now the cheapest form of energy in 75% of the world. And this is really the driver of the business, is that the unit economics to the end consumer should drive transition based on economics alone. Unfortunately, in Latin America, which is our launch market, specifically Mexico, penetration remains low. It's 5%. And we've asked ourselves, why is that? And the primary problem is that it is difficult, it's complex for the typical consumer to get the job done and to make the transition, even though they can save 90% of their energy over the life of the system. We think that is primarily driven because of installer fragmentations. We get customers pay margins on margins on margins through the distribution chain, and they also get inconsistent user experience. What we've done is we've created an ecosystem to eliminate friction between the buyers, the consumer, and the suppliers, which are primarily component manufacturers and local or regional installers. We've created a tech-enabled ecosystem so we can analogize to Uber or even to Airbnb, where we are a highly managed or a highly curated two-sided marketplace, if you want to look at it that way. We've launched we did our pilot in 2021. We launched in 2022. We've done 2.6 billion in revenue last year, 1.5 million in orders so far this year. We've done industrial installations for Pepsi, other blue chip partners, companies. We have raised 2 million under SAFE to date, and we're doing a $5 million price round, 3 million of which is soft committed.
Right, well done. Right on time. Right on time. Well done. Thank you. So, questions?
Hi, Zach. Go ahead, Jordan.
No, please, after you.
Just really quick, what was the valuation on that $5 million raise?
So we've raised 2 million under SAFE. 1.4 million of that has been on a 15 million pre-money cap. We are obviously open to discussions on the valuations for the price round. We've got a number of different valuation methodologies, including DCF, comparables, exit returns.
Yeah, you're the CFO, so I'm sure you're going to really dive into that. Yeah.
We can. So we think we've got basis to provide attractive returns in the range of 30 to 50 million. Obviously, we're open to consider all relevant information coming to evaluation.
Oh, okay, great. Go ahead, Jordan. That was all.
Zach, I didn't get what is the uniqueness about you to make you a candidate for investment. It sounded like a commercial enterprise to deploy and install, but there wasn't any edge, any tech, any differentiator. Help me see that, please.
Okay, the moat or the differentiator at scale very much is the creation of the ecosystem. So here I analogize to Airbnb, is once that it is a tech-enabled ecosystem, and the technology is obviously very important. It's important that it is done well and competently, but the moat is generated by the fact that installers, component manufacturers, and consumers are involved in the network. And once the players are in that network, the business is difficult to displace. Now, why is it that we're going to win? Because we're in the market, we are succeeding, we're winning customers. There is currently no other player in the Mexican market that offers anything close to what we are providing. There's obviously some innovations in the U.S. and we are aware and cognizant of players in the U.S. that are doing things that are similar to us. But we think we're on the ground. We're doing it. We're executing. We're winning customers. My partners are on the ground. Very important that we've got local presence. So we're winning in the market, and at scale, it's the ecosystem, the sum of the relationship with all the parties that defends the business.
So you're a U.S. company operating in the Mexican market with partners in the ground, and you're creating some sort of an Airbnb or gig economy to help drive the. Okay, got it.
Or just Canadian company, but yeah.
Canadian? Oh my God! Why didn't you say that before? No, I'm out. Count me out, Daniel. Just take me out immediately.
All right.
Thank you. It's very clear. A good presentation. It wasn't very clear to me but now I got it. I appreciate your time.
Yeah. If any of the investors would like to connect, let me know. I will make sure. Okay. Thank you so much for the pitch. Let's continue. Ilya Mikin, please go next.
Thank you.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah. 2 minutes. You can start now.
Yeah. Yes. Hello. My name is Ilya Mikin. I'm the founder of WallID, decentralized ID wallet for one-click checkout and check-in and travel. Quickly about me, I have 20 years of experience in marketing, 8 years experience in e-commerce, and last 5 years I've been CEO to various companies. About our product. I'm a frequent traveler myself, and I know that almost 60% of travelers, according to Statista, frustrated with travel tech. Travelers complain first that prices keep changing during decision and checkout process. Checkout takes time, and you have to provide your ID every time during the booking process, check into hotel, flight, car rental. And if you make mistake in your ID data, you go through real pain. And therefore, online travel faces the worst KPIs across all online services, low conversion and the highest cart abandonment, 81%. And therefore, our mission of our product is to make travel seamless and very easy. No online bureaucracy, no ID verification, and simple one-click checkout form. As a solution, we created a decentralized ID wallet to store and provide securely all checkout data in just one click. For B2B merchants, our solution is just one button integration. In e-commerce, one-click checkout delivers more than 20% conversion improvement, and one-click checkout was introduced by Amazon back in 1999. And 20% conversion improvement in travel means $86 billion additional revenue for travel providers, according to Statista. Also, we take from B2B providers risks of storing and breaching personal data because all the personal data in our case is stored on a customer device.
Ilya, you passed time. Please wrap it up.
Okay. We make money from transactional commission, 3% from every transaction, in comparison to Stripe, 5%. Our solution verified with both customers and B2B merchants. And we are raising pre-seed to roll out our solution. Currently, we are bootstrapping and develop prototype.
Thank you. All right, pre-seed startup. What do you guys think?
Quick question. Pre-seed, how much are you raising? And have you had any serious proof of concept so far?
Yes, we've done a survey on 100 US customers, and we also did a survey across B2B merchants, about 10 B2B merchants that confirmed our idea. And also we have confirmed signed advisors from TripAdvisor, Booking.com, Skyscanner, and Agoda. So these advisors confirmed that problem statement and solution is relevant, and therefore they signed out to be our advisors. We are raising $250,000 to complete MVP and start integrating with the first B2B merchants that we signed.
Thank you. Quick word of advice to you. I think that you're doing everything right. However, it's always better to have at least some pre-orders, some serious commitment, so that you can increase your valuation first of all, and you can get investors more excited because they see the end of the line a little bit faster. Every entrepreneur in the world has the tendency of shortening their roadmaps because of their optimism, which is fantastic, by the way. But it's important to stay clear as well as to what that may be.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have no doubt that this is a legitimate problem for some people. My main concern is that this problem might be a little too niche and that it doesn't affect as many people as you would actually think. My recommendation is very similar, and try and get more and more customers, and it would allow us to get more excited for this product.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. So following Matthew's perspective, and like, what plan do you all have on? I actually had a different question, but I think following his is a bit more efficient for now. What plan do you all have as far as educating the market? Because when we hear you really didn't speak much about the decentralized elements, the blockchain elements, and then I see the app is available on the App Store, so that made me think like, hey, is it on a centralized server to launch in the App Store, and which part of the technology is decentralized? So how do you educate the market? What's you guys plan on that?
Well, we start to plan from integrating at B2B. So we basically integrating into checkout of the B2B merchants, online travel agencies and airlines by storing the checkout data on a customer device. So we integrating existing approaches like checkout.com, fast checkout, bolt checkout, and MetaMask decentralized wallet. So if you migrate both solutions into one, you will get one-click checkout by storing personal data on a local config files of the customer.
Yeah. So, well, really quickly, is it anything proprietary about this? Like, how is this? Does this infringe on Amazon's one-click technology? Like, can you just really talk quickly about the technology?
Well, technology is, as I said, it's decentralized completely. So all the sensitive personal data will be stored on customer device, but at the same time synchronized between your plugin and browser and your app. But still, the sensitive data is a private key on your device, like MetaMask.
Yeah. So I'll give you some quick advice, and I'm learning to do this from Miss Angelica. So, yeah, what you explained to me how you guys are utilizing the blockchain, but you didn't explain to me your technology. Because as a software engineer, I'm listening. Have you created a process where you aggregate the merchants together, and that data is stored during the onboarding process, whereby you created a call to action button? When that button is pressed, it sends a signal programmatically to each one of those merchants, and then know based on your prior activity to actually choose the hierarchy of merchants for which you want to make the purchase. So that's how your actual technology explanation would be made when I'm asking you about that, because then I can extrapolate what's proprietary about it. Look, I like the website. I like the fact that it's an app. I'm going to download it, but I do think it's a bit early because I think you're still figuring out where you land as far as your go-to-market. And I would be interested in talking to you about this offline, but it's definitely a bit early at this moment.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I will connect you by email, Duran. Okay, no more questions. Then let's move on to the next project, which would be Anastasia, the startup Onity. Let's go next. You got 2 minutes.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Anastasia. I'm BD at Onity. Onity is Ethereum-built NFT co-ownership and aggregator platform that enables secure NFT fractionalization deals of any magnitude. It was developed by a team with over 5-year experience in building Web3 solutions, and we are given another way of fractionalization nodes that are popular in the market, because any competitive there exist in the market, they're given one-way ticket for fractionalization. You fractionalize your NFT, and that's it. We are given the entry and exit from the deals. We are doing it by the integration with a lot of marketplaces like OpenSea, LooksRare, and X2A2. So, and given opportunity to buy any NFT on the market and sell it together with your DAO, and that it will be able for all of the share owners. That's all. We are raising $500K with a post-money valuation of $5 million in a safe agreement, 10% of equity.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, dear Sharks, do you have any questions?
I didn't quite understand it. She went a little fast, and I'm not sure I understood it, so I'm going to pass and defer my time to my esteemed colleagues.
Okay.
So we're and hi, that was pretty fast.
Sorry for that.
No, you're fine. We're partially having fun with the entrepreneurs as well. No slight to you at all. Yeah. So the technology NFT. So we've seen what happened over the last 2 years with the NFTs. Can you explain to me exactly where you sit in the value chain? Are you connecting with Ethereum, helping people build out their NFTs? Do you have some type of collaboration with OpenSea? Where do you sit in the actual value chain of the process? This time a little slower.
Yeah, of course. So now our main aim is the integration with the DAO, and we have support from the DAO. First of all, we understand that the collective purchase of NFT is usually popular for a DAO and also for guilds. So they will be able to buy NFT collectively and manage it in a DAO way, and it will be controlled by our protocol.
Okay, all right. So I think I'm understanding it now. You are helping people build organizations around the NFTs that they collect.
Yeah, exactly, and also the opportunity to invest, because now there are the big problem of entrance barrier, because you need to have a lot of money to buy, for example, a Bored Ape. But if we can share the price, it can become easier, and also it could be a good investment opportunity.
Okay, so what's the business model? Like, what's your business model structure, and how do you get to revenue? How do you make money?
Yeah, so our revenue model based on the fee, and we are charging 2.5% fee from every successful purchase and sell.
So what you don't make any money on helping people construct their DAOs?
Yeah, so it's exactly how it works. So we are having integration with the marketplaces like OpenSea, Luxrare, and X2A2. We already have our MVP version and plan to go to the beta version in 2 weeks. So people can choose any NFT and start collecting for this NFT together. And anyone could support this purchase. When it will be purchased on our smart contract, we will charge 2.5% from its price from all of the team members. Like it's like a
my wife and I, we have a small crypto fund. I really hate NFTs personally because it just haven't been shown that there's some technological efficacy. But on my entrepreneurial crazy jump off the mountainside, I love the idea. And I wanted you to say that you're doing some type of timeshare structure whereby you're not overemphasizing on the ownership, but maybe you can have a portion of ownership through a timeshare model, or you can have temporary ownership, because the idea is that people want to hold them for some time for status purposes, and then they want to trade them off. So perhaps we can have a conversation offline.
Yeah, of course, it will be great because we see a lot of opportunities, not only in the digital world, but also in the real world. For example, real estate, which are also selling the rights in the NFT way. And it would be a good way how to make it how to make this deal with a lot of people.
Yeah, I get it, your ambition, but that's getting a little bit ahead of the 8 ball, because you have to ensure that the NFT itself becomes a brand whereby people are interested in going offline. What I've seen with Bored Apes, like those guys put millions of dollars into ensuring that it was a brand. So when they opened their restaurant, people had already known it. But yeah, I'm interested.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Let's keep in contact.
All right. I will connect you by email. Don't worry about that. Thank you so much. No more questions. All right. So let's keep going. Thank you, everyone. We have 13 startups and less than an hour left. Let's try to make it. Aaron Gervais, the company Otherwise. Please go next. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly.
You killed the name, man.
No worries.
What's with you, Daniel?
It's Aaron. For those who are curious, it's Aaron Gervais. It's a French name. Anyways, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Otherwise Brewing, based in San Francisco. So 1 in 3 Americans is avoiding gluten. That's a problem for beer because beer has gluten in it. Beer is still the #1 alcoholic beverage in the world, but it is losing market share to gluten-free alternatives. So you might ask yourself, why doesn't someone make a gluten-free beer? Well, it's technically very difficult. There are some products on the market, but they taste a little bit different. It's an acquired taste. It's more of a measure of last resort for people who don't have any other options. We've come up with a better solution. We did our own research. We have proprietary IP. We can make gluten-free beer that tastes, smells, looks, and feels just like the real thing with no limitations on style. So we've been testing this in the market, selling in our home area, in the Bay Area, our home market, for 2 years now, and we've seen some great traction. We had some good milestones in 2022. We doubled our sales to 212K. At the same time, we kept OPEX in check, only 12% growth there, improved our margins from 25% to 34%, plans to increase that further this year. And the average order amount per wholesale account improved by 70% last year. So as people get to know the brand, they like what they're tasting, they're coming back for more. We've even won some awards. We got 8 medals in 2 international beer competitions. The business itself, it's a mix of wholesale, e-commerce, and in-person sales. Wholesale is the most important, but the other 2 have strategic value. We think gluten-free could really be the next big thing in beer because of the way it positions trends in the alcohol space that we're seeing right now. It's an $18 billion market in the US alone, and we want to be the leader in the space. So my background is in marketing, tech, and homebrewing. My co-founder is Stellar. She's a veteran of the beer industry, mostly in sales and front of house. And at this point, we feel we've proven the product and the demand, but we're maxed out in terms of what we can do as a bootstrapped 2-person team. So we're raising funds. We're doing a safe 500K, 2.5 million post-money cap, and we've got 10% committed so far. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Try everyone to be within 2 minutes. Okay. Any questions?
I have a quick question. As most of you know, I am based in Switzerland, and we do have quite a number of options in terms of gluten-free beers. They like them or not, I think they're not that good. So I agree with you on that. So what is proprietary about what you do, and how defensible is your process or your product as compared? The market is large, so the big brewers will want to be in there. There's always room for smaller brewery, but why should I be excited about what you're doing?
The process and the materials we use are different. That's the proprietary aspect. We have talked to IP lawyers. They have suggested we keep this as a trade secret for now, but that's something I'm willing to consider exploring in the future if there seems to be a market for licensing this. What is different about us is the flavor. When you taste our beer, most people don't know that it's gluten-free. It just tastes like beer. And there's also no limitations on the type of beer. You can do lager beers that are very popular in Europe, or you can do the IPAs that are popular in the United States. And most people don't taste the difference. So for us, real value here is, there's these 1 in 3 people who's gluten-free. There's someone out there in the relationship who's going to say, I want to try this because it's gluten-free. The other one says, I don't know. But then they taste it and like, wow, this is actually good. The next time that person goes to the store, they buy our brand because they know their partner's going to drink it, right? So that's where we see the value.
All right. Thank you.
Any more questions?
Go ahead, Jordan.
Go right ahead.
Thank you, sir. You're up. If I was Kevin from that Shark Tank, the real Shark Tank, no pun intended, Dano, I would
You are real sharks.
about this with the branding and going against giants and all of that stuff. So are you truly trying to take a spot in the beer industry with your solution?
Yes, we want to become a national brand. I mean, the path to get there may be through an acquisition at some point, but yes.
Okay. So you're rolling out a technology and a know-how, not necessarily a brand, or both?
We are a brand.
Okay. Thank you.
We want to be known for our products.
Thank you.
All right.
So this is probably a bit of an abstract question. If you were to sell today, how much would you sell this company for?
Well, the current valuations for brewery sales right now are running around 5x revenues. So I would try to sell it from around $1 million.
Interesting. My wife and I would like to talk to you. She's messaging me now. We're highly interested in this. This fits a company that we own and some stuff that we want to. We see that you're in California. If we can have some conversations, right. maybe even meet in person, so we can have some discussions about this.
I'd love to.
Duran, are you trying to buy this so you have your own beer thing on your side?
Jordan, I'm going to borrow you. I'll message you, Jordan, privately. Yeah.
Whoever buys, I'm gonna be your customer. Anyway, thank you so much. I see people are pushing me in the chat to give them the priority, and so we're going one by one based on who raised their hand. I'm gonna connect you, Durant, with this entrepreneur. Let's move on. The next person to pitch is Alan. Alan, you'll go next after this, but now Gerard from R3D pitches first because he needs to go.
Hello, thank you. Can you hear me?
Gerard, go for it.
Buenas tardes. Who wants to redesign an industry? I'm Gerard, the founder of Red, the Alibaba of the Americas. We are creating the first marketplace to facilitate the development and manufacture of goods on demand. We connect the capacity of manufacturers and creators with clients through projects to integrate and accelerate nearshoring in the region, which represents an opportunity of 147 billion in Mexico and 900 in the region. This industry is decentralized. Just this year, 400 manufacturers from Asia are moving to Mexico, where there are 600,000 manufacturing companies. And today, there is no network that digitizes this capacity like Alibaba did it in Asia. We connect the dots to democratize product development to unleash the creative potential of the human being. We are in early stage, and we just launched 3 weeks ago, and right now we have a base of 400 users and growing. Our beachhead market are plastics and textile manufactured products. We monetize through a subscription model and a commission fee per project. We're looking angel investment offering Cape Safe to speed up our network effect to connect the capacity of Mexican manufacturers with USA companies in the next months to accelerate the technological development of the region to the world. This is an opportunity to redesign an industry with us, and thank you for the attention.
Well done. Quickly, really nice. Thank you. Any questions from the Sharks? No questions? So what are your main competitors and what's your main competitive advantage versus the competition?
Well, right now, when a company looks to providers from his product development service, they are looking in Google or some local manufacturers, and we don't have a direct competitor marketplace here. The next one is one new company called Gemba in Texas, and they don't have an automated process like us.
All right. So if no more questions, we have quite strong community in Mexico City, in Mexico as well. So yeah, please be on our global chats and yeah, come back with more results on your projects. So to convince investors. Thank you so much. Appreciate your pitch. Next is Alan Brunton.
Thank you so much. Alan Brunton, Symetrax Incorporated, Dallas, Texas, and offices in Austin. Over 5 billion people listen to digital audio every day. We have created software to make that listening experience healthier and filter out the noise pollution of white noise. We have taken clinical trial data from Johns Hopkins, the Mayo Clinic, Harvard School of Medicine, MIT, and the Oxford Neurological Research Institute, where they have identified specific frequencies within the human understanding capability that will raise their cognition. This has been measured several times by many EEGs. What we have done then also is identified from the National Institutes of Health that white noise is detrimental to your cognition. All of these frequencies are in all digital audio. Our software will analyze digital audio in the code, the ones and zeros, locate where those good frequencies are, lock onto them, and then our formula will reduce a percentage of the amplitude of all the other frequencies in between. So without changing the quality of the recording, the user now has more energy, less stress, and a higher cognitive focus. Currently, we have a $10 million valuation, and this is because Samsung came to us and asked us about getting an exclusive. We're looking for a $1 million raise. We already have one trial completed from the James Madison University Department of Communication Science and Disease, showing the positive response as using our technology as a daily therapy for PTSD and for autism. More trials are beginning next week. We currently are also enrolled in the accelerator program at the Walton School of Business, University of Pittsburgh, beginning next week as well. We do have others besides Samsung inquiring about our technology, like Sony, Lenovo. We have an open door invitation to present to Disney Music as soon as we fill up all of our executive seats. So if there's any questions, I am really happy to talk to you. Oh, my background, the reason why I'm into this, I used to sing opera professionally.
Awesome. Nice presentation.
Thank you.
I don't believe you're an opera singer. Give me an example.
No, I mean, I can talk about anything, you know, it's like
wisely. I'm keenly interested in what you're doing. Is it a software that you embed? Okay, got it. And
no, it is not. It's actually a SaaS product at the moment. Now we can also make this into a plugin for streaming media.
Alan, there's no hardware component here. This is all in the. Okay, got it.
Correct.
And as far as your 10 million valuation, I got that. As far as your million, I got that. How much more money do you need to get to positive revenue?
With the $1 million on our 5-year projection in the pitch deck, which I'll gladly share with anyone, is showing a 22-month burnout of that first million. It'll be less than half of the $1 million.
Alan, don't get over your financials in this public forum. Just give me a period. How much more do you need to be cash positive, and how much cash do you need to be there?
We could actually improve so many different things with just even a small amount of $300,000.
All right. Well, let's talk offline. I don't want to blow all your information here in public forum. Good.
I put everything in the chat.
I will connect you guys. No worries. By email. Don't worry.
Thank you so much, Daniel.
So how do you actually make money? Do you contract with like Apple or Amazon Music, or do you contract with the customer?
Currently, our go-to-market strategy is for online education and corporate training. Our largest client at the moment is a continuing education university where people need to renew their professional license. They go onto their university, watch the training video. If they score high enough, they get their license renewed. That is a partner. They've already uploaded over 3,000 digital audio files, which they've extracted from their training videos, run it through our software, and put it back. So we will be licensing to individual companies on a B2B platform. And that really depends on what the distribution is. James Madison University already has complete availability to use our software until they go to monetize it. And once they do sell it then to the public, then we will also be incurring royalties from them.
Alan, a quick question. Would it be possible at all that your software, that your product can be embedded into single devices so that Apple or Samsung would be
yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, and you know, I really do appreciate all of your comments and then all the rest of the Sharks, because you guys are just so filled with great information. Yeah, that's exactly what Samsung came and asked us about, was taking our algorithm and put that into their chip so they could put that into the smartphone. And then that is a 325 million distribution each year.
Excellent. That sounds very good. Thank you.
So what I'm hearing now, at first it was like, this is a great guy, but it sounds like it's a little bit over the top. And then I was reading your summary, and it started off in the first paragraph as healthcare. Then it got to the audio. So I was quite confused where you focused. But now it sounds as if, and correct me if I'm wrong, you guys are creating a new type of format. You have FLAC, you have WAV, you have MP3. When I heard you say that they place the files through your software, at the end of that process, is it a new format that's created that's different from an MP3 or a WAV?
No, it is not.
That would have been incredible. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, but to educate the public on a new file format, though, would actually take even longer from the education of the benefits of specific sound and filtering out the noise pollution that causes everybody to lose their judgment and fall asleep.
Got it. So I'm interested, like Jordan, for sure. I want to talk more to you about this.
Great.
Pretty cool.
You got it. I'm going to connect you both. All right. So Mikhail Valentine, we give priority to Mikhail because he didn't pitch last time, but please raise hands next time. Go for it. Microphone will help you to speak.
Yes. Okay. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, awesome. Well, first, thank you guys for having me. My name's Michael Valentine, and I'm an award-winning documentary filmmaker and professional recording artist. And as you know, music's been a little bit on the discussion today. 5 billion people listen to music. You know, music's in our culture everywhere. Everywhere you look, on TV and movies, on the internet, social media, musicals. It's everywhere, and there's so many fans across the world for music. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a unique music convention that will be open to the public and offers a complete music experience like never before, celebrating all music, all styles from past and present under one location for the fan in mind. So I'm calling this show Music Con, and at Music Con, you'll get to meet music artists, songwriters, music producers, record labels, movie studios, collectors, exhibitors, documentary filmmakers, and so much more. You'll get to experience things like panels, meet and greets, workshops, live performances. I'm calling it the Comic-Con for music. What will make this show unique, you're probably asking yourself? Well, it's not a music conference. It's not a festival. It's not professionals only. It's a place for fans of all types of music from all ages to come together for a weekend filled with music under one roof. These Comic-Cons, if you've ever experienced Comic-Con, they have an amazing energy and the fans are just amazing. And so I want to capture that magic in a bottle, but for music fans that has that energy. I'm working with a professional event manager who's run a lot of professional comic book conventions over the last 10 years. And we're looking for startup for the first show here in Los Angeles of $250,000 to create the show from beginning to end. I've already got a lot of stuff already in the works. I've got sponsorship interest. I've got artists. I've got the Grammy Museum to want to be a part of it. So that's my pitch. MusicConLA.com is the website. Thank you guys so much. I hope I made my 2 minutes.
You did. Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Question to you. This is not my space, but from a pitch point of view, what's the valuation deal for the investors?
Well, like I said, the investor would invest the initial 250 for the first show, and based on the success of that show, we would all the profits from that show would be reinvested into future shows. And eventually I would like to franchise this to where it goes to different cities. But I want to start with Los Angeles and New York because those are
if I may stop you. So
Sure.
somebody puts 250 and they expect to get the money in the form of a valuation in the company, royalties.
Yeah, evaluation of the company, royalties, and it's a slow growth opportunity, but they would be the first ones to get paid back, and the profits would come from vendors, would come from ticket sales, would come from sponsorship opportunities, from exhibitor booths, things like that. And the music industry, I mean, it's probably one of the biggest followings. Everybody loves music. I mean, I don't know if anybody does.
This is less about. So talk to someone about how you pitch this to say, if you put this kind of money, here's the ROI for you as an investor, and something that way we know what goes on in there. I'm familiar with Comic-Cons through Sheldon Cooper, and that's the extent of my experience in there. So I'm not the right investor for that.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, Michael, quick question. Oh, sorry, go for it, Durant.
No, by all means, Angelica, I can wait.
Thank you. It was just a quick note on the fact that you're an artist. I think you've been successful in what you do, and that's admirable. We need to know that our money is safe with you. So you need, exactly as Jordan said, you need to work on the last part of your pitch. Tell us what you're going to do in exactly what kind of investment you need to achieve what, and how you're going to pay it back. Is it going to be a profit-based loan, revenue-based loan, convertible loan, any of those? Equity. If it is equity, you need to have a legal structure. So please work on that, and I'd be happy to hear about it when you're back.
Thank you so much. And yes, I'm sorry I didn't answer that properly. It would definitely be a profit-based investment, where initially the investment is there the goal is to have multiple shows, is to build it, and as we build it, possibly
Michael, sorry for interrupting. I don't want to be rude, but we have another 9 pitches to go. Okay. Work on that. Really work on that with a finance person, and then come back to us.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Michael, you don't have to respond to what I'm about to say. This is advice, and I'm willing to help you with this because this is my background. I don't know if you were here earlier, but I'm a musician. Yes. I play 3 instruments. I've been a sound engineer for some years. So one, I have a problem with MusicCon because Billboard has a MusicCon show. That's the actual name of Billboard show. In fact, their 2023 one is going to be scheduled for Las Vegas. So I can anticipate some very serious problems with utilizing that name. Not to mention, it's great that you haven't started yet because there are some other cool names that you can explore regarding all of the different things you want to mix together. But as Jordan mentioned, in addition to Angelica, this isn't the crowd. What you need is to put together a pitch deck to talk to sponsors, because you wouldn't have to actually give away ownership in your event. You can get them to actually invest, even placing their name on your stage. That can represent 200,000 or whatever that you need. So I'm interested in assisting you in this because I've done this before, and this is just not the correct panel for that.
Yeah, I just figured. I'm trying my best.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You didn't do anything wrong. We're here to actually give advice and help out to the entrepreneurs. But what I'm saying to you, I'm offering my assistance to you because this is my wheelhouse to help you out with this. Just get connected with me through Daniil, and we'll talk offline.
Okay, thank you very much. And one quick last thing is, I have interested sponsors, Guitar Center and places like that. They just want to see that I have an event happening.
No, I get it. I understand the whole thing. We'll talk offline about it.
Okay,
let's move
thank
on.
you guys
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate
So
it.
Durant, you're doing music and beer. I see where you're going with this, man.
I'm an investor.
We're going to be there, Duran.
It's going to be a big
Of course,
party.
the shark VIP. No cameras. Yeah.
No cameras. Okay. Those who didn't get proper feedback from investors, something and needs still help, I've posted here links to our global chats for founders, investors, and advisors on Telegram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Keep helping each other on those chats. This is free, and this is our global network where founders help founders. The links are there. Just feel free to join. And the next would go is William Wolp. William.
Hello, how are you? William H. Volpe, in case anyone wants to Google me. This is actually pretty straightforward. It's an episodic series. Since post-pandemic is pretty much killed off movies, this is an episodic series, downloadable. And the log line is quite simply this: the story of a former U.S. government contractor under secret clearance that falls in love with a Russian-born Ukrainian woman and ends up in the middle of a battle in the current Ukrainian war that is responsible for the largest number of deaths in one day since the end of World War II. I happen to know this guy very well because I was the spy that was there and I wrote the book. So we have Louis Gossett Jr. involved in this with a letter of intent. We have his son, Sati, who's signed up as screenwriter. We've got Robert Peters involved, who's already signed up with a letter of intent. Basically, we're pushing about 100 Academy Awards on the team that's already been assembled. We're looking at doing the pilot. The pilot is $3 million. We've got an 80% down, but we need to come up with the other 20%. So we're seeking $600,000 ahead and complete the pilot and sell off the series. That is where we're at.
Interesting. Thank you so much.
Hey, I got to tell you, Sharks, when I become a bit more famous, I'm not famous enough yet. I'm going to start off like William. Hey, my name is Duran, in case anyone wants to Google me. Yeah. I'm not famous enough to say it yet. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you another thing, too. This happens to be a personal story. Everything you've seen on Ukraine to this point has been documentaries, and documentaries don't tend to raise as much, as far as revenue goes and as far as royalties. But this is actually a personal story. Now, I'm going to say this again. This was at the beginning of the war, which many confuse as being last year. This was in 2014 during the Odessa massacre.
Okay. Are there any questions to this startup?
It's not my space, so I'm just gonna take up time.
So yeah, I can't really offer anything constructive because it's not my vertical.
Okay. Thank you so much for the pitch.
Yeah. So Daniil, I was attempting to unmute. I can attempt to connect them with some of my movie industry buddies on LinkedIn.
That would be great.
Yeah. I have a connection. I'm here in LA, but that's as far as I can actually assist on this one as well.
Sure. And I mean, Sati's right there in LA too, which is Lou's son, and he's a screenwriter. So, I mean, if you even wanted a face-to-face, I could arrange that.
You must be in Texas.
I was in Texas until now I'm down in South America.
Fantastic.
And
let's connect.
Movie idea. You just figure out what that means.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. You see, the Sharks not only invest, but try to help with their connection. This is amazing, and we definitely will connect every Shark with the selected startup. Let's move on. Thank you so much. Let's move on. The next would be Oli Mikoza. Sorry if I don't pronounce it correctly.
Correct. It's a Polish name. I'm New Zealander with an American company, a subsidiary of my New Zealand company. Nice. So I'm inventor and CEO of Metrino PRT, which is a personal rapid transit system. It's a new public transport mode for cities. it is as transformational in city transportation as replacement of horses by motor vehicles was 100 years ago. It's a high-tech, disruptive, green as can be startup with 2 billion of pre-orders from 12 cities globally and dozens more interested. It's a small car size, fully automatic, driverless electric pods which travel independently, suspended under an overhead citywide grid of light guideways above main streets. It's quite a mouthful, but basically that's what it is. Lots of little pods, light guideways, call it a personal monorail. But actually its main components are software, artificial intelligence, and automation. All rides are individual, on demand, 24/7, which safe, with no need to share with strangers. It's fast, inexpensive. They start from any stop on the grid and go to only destination. No stopping in between. So it is a game-changing, a very high growth, profit potential, automated individual public city transport of 21st century, ecological, energy efficient, and also social enabler, because all of the cost of transportation and the ease will be much better than it's currently. So it's much more realistic, by the way, and better solution than flying passenger drones or self-driving cars. Now, the key points. Myself and the management team has invested over $3 million over the years. Global market is 4,000 cities and more than 5 trillion at present, will be growing. Full-size prototype built and tested. Financial estimates are based on real data, verified by Chartered Accounting Office. Exceptional profit expected of a minimum 30 times over 7 years and a minimum of 7 times over 7 years, 100% per year. Pre-money valuation of over $600 million. Major climate change reducer, granted and pending patents with many more in the drawer. Capable management team in waiting, guaranteed cash flow for 20-30 years. Sustainable solar powered. We seek $10 million convertible notes from high net worth entities to build a commercial demonstrator in USA in exchange for 10% share in the first city and 2% of global share of the company. Thank you.
Thank you. New Zealand, fantastic.
Like a rocket lab. New Zealand company too.
How much does it cost to deploy per mile?
We estimate between 10 and 20 million US dollars per mile, which is about 5 to 10% of today's development cost of a subway, with a capacity comparable to subway. The profit, by the way, per kilometer is between $2 and $5 million per million per kilometer.
Oli, this is it's an amazing project. The fact that you have an MVP already up and running is admirable. This will require huge infrastructure investment. I'm not sure that high net worth individuals would be the best target for you. Have you had any success in raising funds so far?
No. Okay. Well, let me first clarify a little bit of misconception. The 10 million we are seeking, that's basically the tipping of the whole project. We have got already in writing offers from investment banks and investment funds, and the banks, large banks like National Bank, in one case, provide us unlimited billions once we've got a shovel-ready product. Shovel-ready product is $10 million for the commercial demonstrator, which then opens the door to the second phase, which is 5-kilometer CBD in one of those 12 cities, which gave us already concessions to build. And that opens the door to 30 kilometers funding, which already would be arranged by the debt from the banks. So we don't need more. We have actually, funny thing is, it's basically like a bridging loan. We've got all of the money coming later. We cannot sort of get from the chicken and egg situation because it's too good to be true. Why is it not here if it's so good, etc., etc. I mean, that's a story of every invention that we are using today, including cell phones.
All right. Thank you.
Fascinating project, actually. I really like it.
Thank you.
Right.
So please get in touch. I can provide you all of that information, which is really mind-boggling. Why is it not in operation yet? Actually, sorry, one comment. There are 3 such systems in operation, or one is currently at Heathrow Airport, but that's like the first generation, like self-driving golf carts, which don't have capacity. So that's a difference. The industry as such doesn't exist. It's chasing its tail because the first generation didn't deliver what they promised. Our is like a 4th generation system, like a Ferrari compared to Ford T.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And
thank you.
Hey, Danielle.
Yes.
Danielle, can you connect him and I offline? I got a message from my wife. She says she's interested in this.
Got it.
Can you connect us?
All right. So one interest from one investor. Good for you. All right. Thank you. Let's continue. And the next would be Kalana Mania. I'm sorry for pronouncing correctly. Kalana. Yeah.
Thank you very much for connecting me. And it's really nice to connect with all of you, this amazing panel of investors and entrepreneurs here today. So I represent N Finance, which is providing e-commerce based funding support for e-commerce sellers who have a pain point of getting paid after 15 to 90 days. So when it comes to e-commerce sellers, this period actually is a waiting period where they would have difficulties in purchasing the new inventory. So what we do is we analyze their sales history by connecting integrated to their e-commerce platforms. And based on the sales performance for actual sales, we would be providing up to 70%. So in finance terms, we are providing factoring for small ticket size e-commerce sales. The problem with this situation is banks have a very high amount of cost when issuing credit for this sort of industries, and they do not have the capabilities to connect to the backend. Compared to our competitors in the market, we have connections up to more than 5 e-commerce marketplaces, including Amazon, Wayfair, House, Home Depot, Macy's, Costco, etc. Me and my co-founder are having fintech industry and e-commerce industry experience, each with more than 1.5 decades. And we are a pre-revenue fintech startup. And since our model is a recurring revenue basis model, which can be considered as a banking as a service solution, we are looking 2 types of funding, either in debt financing or else equity-based financing as a seed funding. We are open for discussion with anyone who is in the e-commerce space, who are building technologies. And also we are very much open for discussions with investors who are keen to get on board with us, because US market itself is having a retail market size of $735 billion in 2022. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm open to connect with you.
Thank you so much. Are you incorporated in Delaware already?
Yes, we are incorporated in Delaware. Our offices are located in Hayward, California, and my partner is based in Hayward, California. I'm actually connecting with you guys from Sri Lanka. So our backend team is based here in Sri Lanka as well. So we have reduced our burn rate really into a very low level as well, which is helpful for us to increase our runway.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions, Sharks?
This has been done a few times, no?
It is. It is. The difference is when it comes to e-commerce sellers, currently they have limited connectivity to limited marketplaces, mainly connecting only for Amazon and Walmart. But when it comes to the furniture segment itself, is a really huge segment, whereas Wayfair is the front runner compared to Amazon. So e-commerce sellers who are already in this space have a difficulty in securing funding for working capital. That is the solution which we are providing for them.
All right. I'm not seeing it, so I'm going to give my time to other people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. No more questions? All right. Appreciate that. Please be on our chats and yeah, keep working. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next would go Sidhu Kadi. Sidhu?
Hey, all right. This is Sidhu here. I'm the co-founder and CEO of 3Blocks. So I have 2 co-founders and 5 employees on the team. 3Blocks is Delaware registered and Florida headquartered company. A little bit fact about American real estate. Just in 2022, there was well over $50 billion invested in American real estate by foreigners, mainly from Colombia, India, Vietnam. Similarly, there is a lot of money going into Canadian market and Dubai market. So we are a B2B2C company who is focused on asset tokenization, mainly real estate tokenization. We help companies, real estate companies in countries such as Canada, US, and Dubai to tokenize the real estate and help attract investors from countries like India, Brazil, Mexico, and China. So we are a B2B2C company who provide data as a service, DeFi as a service, as well as asset tokenization as a service. So far, we have launched tokenization engine in America. We have 3 real estate onboarded on the our platform, and we have sold well over $50,000 worth real estate. We mainly issue real estate NFTs. These NFTs are the ownership tokens towards underlying asset, that is real estate. And we are building real estate DeFi SDKs, decentralized finance SDKs, to support other companies to get better liquidity from Ethereum and Polygon, specifically towards real estate. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a quick pitch. Good. Thank you.
A quick question I may not have understood. The tokenization is a form of democratization of the investment process. Tell me a little bit about that.
So tokenization is bringing a real estate into a limited liability company and issuing a shares of that limited liability company as ownership rights to investors.
Okay, thank you.
So who's bringing in this? Who's bringing in this real estate property? Is it you or is it the customer?
So we are working with builders as well as independent sellers, and we are working with 3 to 6 month contract with these companies to bring the real estate on the platform. Once the real estate is on the platform, we take 6 months to sell it, and if not sold, we partially fund it. But considering the high net worth individuals from countries who do not have access to this real estate, and it usually takes 2 to 6 months to access these real estate from countries like India and Brazil. We are making that happen under 10 minutes. So anybody who is registered on the platform can buy the real estate under 10 minutes. So that's like 1000x gain in time and energy.
So listen, I've invested in a company like this almost 10 years ago. You're doing something very great. We want to talk to you some more to better understand it and not suck up the time from everyone else. But bottom line is, people can buy real estate in the US from foreign countries and bypass a lot of the issues and the challenges of being here, blah, 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 through tokenization and so forth, right?
That's correct. So the main
do you have any traction right now?
Yeah, we have sold $50,000 worth real estate, and we have around 100 paying.
That's top line sales, or is that your revenue?
It's a top line sales. We launched December 15th, so it's a month ago.
So you sold 1 or 2 pieces of property for $50,000, and you took your commission out of that.
Yeah, we make money in 4 different ways. When we sell real estate, we take from customers. When somebody lists a real estate, we take listing fees. And DeFi, we charge 1.5% for all the DeFi transactions. That is borrowing against your Bitcoin and Ethereum to buy real estate, and vice versa. You can leverage your real estate to buy dollars. And we charge commissions for data. Data is sold separately.
All right. Thank you.
I gave you my LinkedIn.
So
we know how we can connect. Sorry about that, Jordan.
Jordan, if you have 10 years of earning secrets on this, if you find something, some efficacy there, I'd love to come in on the deal if you're going to come in on this.
Only if you give me free beer for life.
Done. Yeah.
Yeah, let us host that party in our Airbnb.
Sounds like a soft commitment coming. All right, fantastic. So let's move on. No more questions, right? Okay. We have 6 startups and less than 10 minutes, so not everyone will make it. David Kalashan, please go next.
Hello, my name is David Kalashan. I'll be quick. I'm a founder of Welders Research Lab, which I established 5 years ago. We've been working for 5 years, and we developed a prototype of artificial general intelligence, which we coined IM, impersonating artificial mind. It is not ML, nor it is AI, the way it is understood now. It is rather alternative to it. We created a tool expected since creation of computer. We made electricity think, pretty much like it works in your body at the moment. I'm ready to answer all your questions.
Well done. There you go. Questions?
Yeah. So are you saying that this is an evolution beyond, because where we stand now is artificial narrow intelligence. We haven't quite seen AGI and definitely not ASI. Where are you suggesting you sit inside of that ecosystem?
I don't understand the question, quite honestly.
Yeah, you mentioned that it's not quite machine learning. Yeah, is it artificial intelligence? And if so, is it an evolution of artificial neural intelligence? I didn't quite understand when you said it's not quite ML, it's not quite AI, it's something different.
Well, what is now known by ML or AI, it is particular technology, right? And something that is interpreted as a nuance has nothing to do with nuance. So we have a consciousness theory on which we based fundamental new technology. That's all I can say. I mean, you're trying to put me within a framework of existing. It doesn't exist. It's not evolutionary, it's revolutionary.
Could we possibly have an example? I haven't understood, sorry.
Example of what?
What am I investing in? What exactly are you doing? I'd like some tangible
facts. Well, it's a software. We called it, well, it consists of 3 processors. One is emotional processor, another one is sense processor, another one is semantic semiotic processor, and the combination of 2 makes sense processor. Now, we test semantics in a form of chatbot, for example. And when I say it thinks, it creates a knowledge based on existing knowledge. Okay. So, well, the tangible would be, for example, what we are doing now is some sort of chatbot engine, but it's
good. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So it's unclear on many aspects. So it seems like you're working on something revolutionary and exciting, but in terms of
you can see it on
investors,
web page.
Yeah,
now, we're not looking for investment. We are looking for investors, those who can understand what we are doing. So
yeah, and these guys are trying to understand. So please come next time. There is I will put a video link how to build how to make an elevator pitch so investors would understand and you would get them on board.
No, Daniil, connect me with this guy. I like this guy. Seriously.
I will.
He told me I'm placing them in a box. I want to figure out how to get him out of that box.
Get him out of the box.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you out of the box, my friend. It's a different story. You are trying to put me in a box. It's all the way around.
All right, let's move on. Thank you so much. We are probably taking the final startup, maybe more, but I think that would be the final one. So Sonu Singh, please go next.
Hello.
You have 2 minutes.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I am Sonu Singh, and we are building Multiplayer. Multiplayer is a blockchain-based esports platform that is solving traditional problems of the industry. For example, if you're a new gamer, it's very hard for a new gamer to navigate in this industry right now, because you have to find players and there are different platforms. You have to find teams, there are different platforms. You have to go play tournaments, there are different platforms. And if you want to watch streaming or if you want to stream, then there are different platforms. So what we are solving here is we are taking three stakeholders, mainly of the industry, that are players, organizers, and the teams, and we're giving solutions out for them. That is, our first solution is Discover feature that lets you find other teams and players, not just teams and players, but also with proper specifications. For example, who play in your same geographic region, who speaks the same language, who plays at the same time. And then we have tournament system for organizers that lets them organize the tournaments without manual intervention. So it's directly connected with the game APIs, so that bracket system moves automatically. And we are giving monetization options for the teams, because teams don't make enough money, and not every team has a great streamer. So in here they can sell through NFTs. They can sell their own NFTs, and they can also have merchandise sales and everything. And we did a closed alpha release of 150 users, and right now we are raising 750,000 USD for a $7.5 million valuation. And we have a great team. I have 10 years of marketing experience, and I'm a 3X founder. And my co-founder is a tech-based, he has sold his tech-based company for a US e-commerce company. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is our final startup of the day. What would be your questions, dear Sharks?
So what type of esports games are compatible with your platform?
So as of now, all the PC games. So we have connected Dota 2, CSGO, Valorant. We have connected with the direct companies so that we get the official game APIs, so that everything moves automatically. None of the stats are manual. So once you play a tournament, your stats automatically gets updated in the tournament page, also in your profile, and also in the tournament, and also in a Teams page.
All right. Any more questions? Fantastic. So seems like this is the time to wrap it up for today. And I really congratulate every single match happened. We had 14 matches with investors today, and we're gonna follow up after the event today or tomorrow to make sure you get connected with investors who selected to this connection with you. I'm grateful to our judges, the Sharks, today for all the questions and the feedback you provided. And before we close the session, I want to say, everyone, please go and register on our matching app, Go Global World Matching app. The link is right here in the chat. And if you really struggle pitching, I have video for you how to pitch an elevator pitch. So put these two links right here in the chat. So just go and do this. And if you have any feedback, you will have a feedback form. Give us your feedback, and we'll try to make this event amazing, useful, and working for you, for investors and for advisors, and especially startups. I really appreciate every feedback, and of course, subscribe to our platform. This really helps us running this show, the business, and help startups. But before we go, let's ask investors to give us final feedback based on today's session, what you have on your minds, on your hearts, and let's start with Angelica.
Daniel, thank you. Thank you for the organization as always, and thank you for all the participants. We've listened to 17 startups. I think that many of them have incredible products, and as I always do, I'll get in touch with you directly to get me connected. To the startup, a quick word of advice. We are not necessarily from your sector, and we may not be fully aware of what you're doing. So if you follow the advice and you have your elevator pitch done in as clear as possible way, it's going to be much easier for us to be able to know if we can construct a good relationship going forward. So thank you everybody for the good work, and I look forward to next.
Thank you, Angelica. Appreciate it. Jordan, your turn.
I won't see anything more than others. I'm going to give you 30 seconds to pitch me your match app. Pitch it.
Right now, in front of everyone. Okay.
Some people.
This is the app that connects investors, advisors, and startups with a matter of just swiping left and right, connecting you with the right audience in a matter of seconds. So you can speak with the right investors, not to those who would say you know, but with those who is likely to say you yes. And you as an investor, you would get the right startups that would probably get into your portfolio very quickly because you are selecting them by your very strict, precise criteria. And those startups who cannot make it with investors yet, they can consult with the right advisors to help them get boosted and get back to match with the right investors. Now, that's it. Thank you. And it was like spontaneous, sorry.
It worked. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to use it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Right. I'm collecting checks, so.
I'll pass it on to the next person.
I'm joking. Thank you so much, Jordan. Appreciate that. Duran, your turn.
Yeah, so another great event. Thanks to the esteemed Sharks as well. Pretty fun. It was cool today. And but the valuation thing, I'm always going to really talk about that. I want the startups to really understand the mechanics to the valuations, because typically a lot of times when they're offering a percentage to us investors, they're valuing the business at a rate. They're assuming it could be sold the very next day because we're placing a valuation on there. And a lot of times we really only break even on those valuations. So kind of think about your ability, as I said earlier, when you have your valuation today, what's your path of revenue in between before you get to your actual next round, so that the valuation for us can be realized by the time you actually get to the next round. So I would just tell them to do a bit more deep diving on understanding the mechanics behind the valuation, opposed to just going to ask their cousin, what should they be valued by, or watching Shark Tank thinking they can mimic those concepts. But other than that, it was great. I like the flow of today's event. It was pretty fun. Thanks for Jordan for adding the spark to the event as well. And Matthew and Angelica, appreciate it. It was great. And GGW as well.
Thanks. Great feedback. Appreciate that. That's very nice. Matthew, your turn.
Yeah, thanks to everybody. And to the founders, don't be afraid to break it down to like explaining to like a 5-year-old, because, you know, we might not be experts in your particular vertical. So it's easier to go more basic than, you know, more technical. So that's my advice.
And that was the pitch today. The GGW Sharks give you feedback, and we selected 14 companies for next steps. I'm so excited about that. This is a weekly event for startup founders, investors, and those who would like to be in this industry. We help startups to find the right investors. You guys networking here, but help us to help you. So spread the word about us on social media, on LinkedIn, invite other entrepreneurs. We are looking for companies, especially with revenue, so we can bring you to the right investors and help you with getting funded. And this is a free event. We don't charge you money, ask for equity, success fee, wherever. We truly want to help. That's it on the other end. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. It was fun. It was exciting. Good luck with your business. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.